So I want to share the story. So a lot of people have come in, and there are about now we are close to 60 people and more in the organization. And a lot of people come and ask me how we started Planify, what is the story behind it, and I thought of sharing this story with each one of you. So 5 years back, I used to sit on the seat where Prateek sits right now, and that was the seat where I started Planify. There were a couple of folks who came in, and we were three people. Both the folks were basically interns, and I really didn't knew at that point of time what we wanted to do. I just had plans in my mind that we wanted to build something in finance. Didn't have any clarity what has to be built, where we need to go. I didn't knew the path. I even didn't knew my destination. I was not even aware of my path, where I need to lead up, and how to build this business up. I'm a techie. Before this, I have been working in the field of technology, and finance or stock market comes as a passion. So those days were quite hard for me, I'll say, because I didn't have the clarity. And at that point of time, I started seeking advices, and the best people which I felt are the motivators or the speakers which we have on our YouTube, like people like Bill Gates, people like Steve Jobs. I started listening to them, started listening to them how they build their organizations. And one quote which stuck with me very in the very beginning was from Steve Jobs, which was "Stay hungry, stay foolish." And I really imbibed that because I was not aware of the things and I didn't knew my destination or even how the Planify will get formed or where we need to go. That is where I thought rather than if I don't know, I'll try out a lot of things and see what works and what didn't work. So being a foolish guy, so in finance we started with all the three verticals. First is investment, second was insurance, and third was loans. In loans, and after doing for next 3 months, for a quarter or 6 months, after putting in a lot of effort in all the three verticals, we realized that there are a lot of things where we didn't see any value. Like from loans perspective, we didn't see any value in the business, or if we are building something, like if we are going to build our own NBFC, it was a very asset heavy model. Insurance, I myself was selling a lot of insurance products, and to be honest, I felt it is a very pushy product. In the sense, people really do not want to buy insurance from their core of the heart. And after doing a lot of to and fro, after getting a lot of failures, I realized that in investment, this pre-IPO concept is still very naive, and it is not an organized market. We were making out at that point of time, 80% of our revenue actually came from our pre-revenue, pre-IPO sales. And I was also very new to, apart from the technology, I've never worked in the field of finance, never worked in the field of marketing or even the sales. And I again started learning these skill sets from a lot of material. I started reading a lot of material. I started binge watch. I watched a lot of YouTube videos of sales gurus, famous marketing folks, to understand the nuances, to understand the simplicity of how these things actually works. And I started formulating those things in the organization. And that is where our first core principles started evolving, because I felt I need to develop a lot of skills. That was, we put that under as one of our prime value, that we should develop more and more skills to get better. The second skill was to have discipline. And being a techie, honestly, we used to work a lot in the nights, and there was not a very good discipline in my life. I'm a person who was who will work late in the night and then be late in the morning as well. But then I had to change myself, had to bring a lot of discipline, put in a lot of extra hours of work to again experiment, fail, and then do another thing. So that was the second value which we imbibed. The third value, which overall, so again, Devotion was another part where we, as I said, I am very passionate about stock market. So passionately, I started following all of these things to overall understand how, where we can add value. And the last was the delivery part, where we started measuring ourselves, what are the things which work for us and what are the things which didn't work for us, so that the things which are not working, the experiments where we are failing, we wanted to move out of those things and started putting on more effort where the things have started working for us. So this was the initial 6 months. I still remember the seat where Satyam sits. There was a design entrepreneur. She used to sit there. The seats, which is now, right now taken by financial analyst team. Those seats were taken by. There was another performance marketing team who used to sit there, and then there was not many other entrepreneurs who were running their startups in the same space, which we have completely occupied now. So after 6 months, in the month of July, we did our first YouTube video on HTV, and that is still the most successful video which on our YouTube channel. It has more than 1.5 lakh views, and at that point of time, our channel was having less than 1,000 subscribers, and the video kind of went viral. We gained a lot of traction on when we thought of putting a focused effort on pre-IPO, and HDB gave us our first 100 customers, which were apart from relatives and friends or acquaintances from Facebook. So, and we felt that we had a product market fit on the pre-IPO side, and in the first year of this journey, like by the end of the first year, there were folks who came in the organization. In the first year itself, we had around 70 people coming in the organization and leaving after maybe a quarter or 6 months. Most of them were hired as actually interns. We were not hiring full time because, again, we wanted to be sure. We wanted to know what we are building on to, and we also wanted to know that we will be able to give them a good career. After a year, we hit a sales of around 4.5 crores. This was really heartening to see. That was a product validation which I had in my mind, that yes, we have gone from 0 to 1. At least now we can start, after a year, now we can start building our processes. The second year was the year where we actually did 1 to 10. Like in the next couple of years, we started. So, and this is the time when our overall research reports PDF started emerging. Our initial website, our initial sales, initial finance team started evolving. Few of the folks are still here with us. And then once the product validation was done, in the next couple of years, we went on to build the teams in the design, marketing, as well as the tech. And from 4 crore, we eventually moved to 14.5 crore in the next year. And from 14.5 crore in the third year, we moved to 150 crores. So at 150 crores, actually points for us, because we never realized in less than 3 years, we will build something where our turnover will be more than 100 crores in just 3 years. People took us, the problem which we saw really was getting addressed by a lot of folks. And at that point of time, we were about 15 people in the team. We used to have around 15 folks, where around 8 to 10 people were full-time and another 4 to 5 people were interns. And eventually, we realized we have done a lot of mistakes. Like after 150 crores, we realized we have done a lot of mistakes, and there are a lot of another things which we need to learn. One thing which we overall realized was we marketed a lot of pre-IPO shares which were of no real value to the investors. They invested in them, like the companies like Policy Bazaar or Paytm, and they didn't made any good money. And we wanted to get rid of that. Now we came out of that thing. Like in the last 2 years, we have never marketed any stock which we do not believe in. We do not feel that there could be investors might be like there is always chance that investor might be making losses than making profits in those shares. So this was the time when overall our values of our vision as well as our mission started appearing. Our overall vision that every investor should make money, and overall we wanted to become a platform for angel investing and entrepreneurship. And our mission started also appearing at that point of time, where we wanted to fund as many as entrepreneurs to help them raise funds so that they can also bring in, they can also give more employment to the other folks. And this journey has been quite arduous, I'll say, overall. So after, in the last couple of years, we have basically focused on at 150 crores. One thing we also realized that companies was not really very process oriented, was not very team oriented, or was not really tech oriented. So if we have to go from 150 crore to, let's say, 500 crores or 1,000 crores, we will have to bring in a lot of, we will have to structure it properly. So first of all, we started building teams. We started formalizing teams. I have written it in sequence, like how we feel the teams have been structured in the organization. First team which got structured really quickly was finance and the operations. Post that, marketing team got structured, and the core has always been there. Post that, the tech team and financial analyst team got formalized. Recently, we have tried structuring our HR team, advisory team, and client relations. Now we are working on structuring our buy-side team. And still we are trying to figure out video anchors and data entry folks who will be coming and joining us in next month or in next quarter. Overall, the team has got good structured. It has got their own leaders who are presenting data, who are taking care of their teams. Apart from the teams, we also started building technology. This was another thing which we realized, like if we need to move from 150 crore to above territories, we will have to have technology in order to serve better. So there are these are the only two ways to scale an organization. Either you have more folks or you build tech, and we have done both. So in technology, we have done a plethora of features in the last couple of years. And so if people visit my cabin, there is a note where I have written 500 crores of revenue, 100 crores of profit. And in the last couple of years, we couldn't achieve that. But now at the stage where we are, so the things which where we feel which can lead us back to those 150 crores and even beyond. So from that journey from 10 to 100, I see that coming, because again, as I have earlier shared with each one of you, that money control integration is right now, earlier it was, the discussion was going on, and it is now on the closing stages. If the money control integration happens by next quarter, we can easily scale our 1 lakh users. We can easily scale to maybe 10 lakh or 20 lakh users a month. So that kind of scale money control will bring in. Another, I still remember having a discussion with few members where people felt like we might not be having investors who will be interested in investing in a VC fund. But as we got structured ourselves more and more, now we realize even in our first fund, we will be able to close more than 500 crore to 1000 crore in our first fund. And that is going to be a huge amount. Like, if we are able to successfully do that, we will go to the next league. On 1000 crore, if you make 1000 crore of profit, and the kind of sharing it brings in the revenue, it is unimaginable. The kind, like the profit of 1000 crore, 150 crores coming directly to the bottom line is huge. So, and this is again being foolish, being naive in the private markets. I was a couple of years back, we started thinking out how these Blackstones were 1.5 years back, not exactly 2 years, how these Blackstone, TVS, KKR got formed, and how they have gone, how they became so massive. And that is where I learned about becoming a VC fund and what kind of benefits it can actually bring us, and how we can structure it according to the Indian market. And that is where we feel we are very well poised. This can actually take us to another league. The third thing, again, as we said, because we are expecting more and more traffic, the strategy at this point of time, right now I can really say, earlier we didn't knew where we want to go to. Now we have a very good clarity. Like this is a 1,20,000 crore market, and even if today any of you will go to your parents, relatives, friend, and ask them how do you invest in a VC fund, they will not know. Most of them will not even know how to invest even in a pre-IPO. So the overall vision, overall picture, we are still at a, we are still on that tip of the iceberg. We can still crack this complete iceberg of such a huge market. And at this point of time, we do have the visibility. Like this can actually lead us there. Our company, I was talking to one of the members in the organization, and there I said 100 crore profit becomes like it seems possible to me maybe next financial year. And and when I said this 100 crores profit in next financial year, I was not too optimistic. That is the kind of work which we are doing. It is going to scale up. Just to give you again a picture, first year, whatever we sold, 4.5 crores, we do it right now, we do it every 50 days. The kind of compounding, जो आज आप काम कर रहे हैं, the kind of compounding it brings in, maybe 6 months down the line or a year down the line, we really are not even sure of इसमें कितनी compounding बन जाएगी. And I'm amazed to see this 5-year journey where we have come right now and what it can lead us to. And that is the reason we have been hiring very aggressively in the almost all the departments. And that has been the story. I thought I'll share this with the folks. There are a lot of folks who have actually joined in recently. They'll love to hear this. And that's pretty much all from my side. Thank you guys.
Thank you, sir, to make us a part of this interesting story. And thank you all to attend and listen so patiently and for your attention and for your time. And here we end up this meeting and meet you in the next month. Thank you.